Hey guys, let's get a quick shave done today to see if 345 soaps, if that is a good soap base for the slurry lather method. Kind of a kick I've been on for a while now, and I've tested all the major brands so far. This is a company that's been uh, in business now for a couple of years, not super new, but not super old either. I've been, to my mind, it's been a while since I've used 345. I have, I think, White Buffalo, another one of theirs that somebody sent me. That's very kind of them, and a friend of mine, and both it and this one did very well. I don't know if they create their own scents in house or if they're using pre blends, but it's a good soap base in my mind at least. Let's play with it with the slurry lather method. 543 looks like will be the use of the Nacet blade in the timeless open comb 68 gap stainless steel razor. And we're going to keep on using that B7 knot from Declaration Grooming, and it's in a Viking Ivory handle. If I hold it close, yeah, see, you can see how it's not quite white. That kind of thing, how it's actually ivory. And we'll get that in some water. It's been soaking for 10 or 15 minutes, so it should be about as soft as it's going to go. I'm going to get this out of the way so it doesn't get wet. And then let's put the blade in the razor while my hands are still dry. And here is the Nacet. You know, the way I'm holding it, I almost feel like a magician. Um, but it's because I'm avoiding the sharp edges, and I'm also avoiding pinching myself when the cap pieces there are tightened together. So I kind of always feel like a kind of a, you know how magicians do things and all that with their hands movements and all that. Okay. Ta-da. It is a chilly night. North Carolina does not have cold winters like up north does, but they are still cold nonetheless. I think tonight it kind of feels like it might get near freezing or something like that, and and we've got the heat set nice and low, so that means it's going to get cold inside, and it's really late at night right now. Face is dry, so let's get that wet. Maybe 1.5, 2 days of growth, something like that. We'll use the typical method of loading with an unknown soap with the slurry lather method. So far, an easy one that seems to be working a lot is just load until you get kind of not a light bubbly kind of overflow or a slurry going, but something a little thicker than that. And last time I did add a little bit, have to add a little bit more water to the knot. As I sit here and let it drip out, I did shake it a couple of times, very short, small shakes. I did have to add a little back, but then I kind of felt like I had a little bit too much on the soap. So let's do a couple of shakes like that. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. I'm going to let the excess drip. That's I counted a number every 10 swirls, and so let's just see how that works out. This is a General Patton scent, and it is a tallow soap. It has a few catchy ingredients like hydrolyzed silk protein, but it's almost one of the last ingredients, so I'm assuming it's not a huge part of the formula. Stearic acid is the first ingredient, and then beef tallow. Then milks of donkey, camel, and goat. It's also got shea butter, coconut oil, palm oil. I'm going to skip a few. Distilled water, castor oil, glycerin, grapeseed oil, cocoa butter, yogurt, lanolin, apricot oil, almond oil, jojoba oil. I mean, another butter, muru butter, kokum butter. There's a whole lot of butters and oils in this. And often I find that when there are that many, it affects the base and almost affects the slickness in a way where maybe the slickness is a little slower because of all those butters and oils. So let's just see in what ratio those things might be active here. So we're going to take this wet brush, and I did capture some of the extra water there in my lather bowl, and let's just start going lightly. Wonder how much of that soap managed to get on the brush. I'm kind of thinking that not much did. There was a lot of water going on. So I'm going to bet I hadn't used this soap maybe in a year. And so it looks like I just did not pick up very much. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that. Definitely got a little bit more of a thickness, a little bit more of a viscosity to the froth coming off the soap this time. So let's see if that slurry gets built up on my cheeks this time. There we go. Yep. Okay, switch over to the other side. Not trying to make a mature lather with this slurry lather method. It's just that kind of slurry is all we need for pretty much every soap I've ever tested with this method. You can even feel it at this point. It feels nice and slick. Bringing in warm water here, kind of just so that the water I'm using is not quite so frigid. I also don't usually shave with a sweatshirt on, but I'm just kind of got a little chilly feel going on right now. 1.5, 2 days growth, something like that. Shouldn't be too bad on this old blade. You can hold the razor about any way you want. But one of the main things to think about is I do not have a lot of residual slickness here on my face. One of the main things to think about is holding it lightly and keeping that pressure so minimal. Letting the razor just move across your skin and not press down into your skin. So that's interesting. I'm going to go back into the soap just for a little bit more power. Well, yeah, you can see how wet everything is. And you can see how much water is in the brush with how much, dumps out there. It is a messy method, but especially once you figure your own particular soap out, it can be very, very fast. Man, that's pretty slick. And so whether you're kind of cradling your razor in your hand this way, whether you're holding the end like this, that's especially a grip I sometimes use when I'm reaching across my body because it gives you that extra distance, or whether you're kind of holding it right at the center of gravity, almost like a photo op, Either any of the way you want to hold it that lets you get a certain section of your beard in the best way, or just feels best and most natural to you, that's okay to do it. Just kind of hold it lightly. Don't grip it very strenuously. And another trap that you can get into, I know I did in the very beginning, I've got big hands, and so I sought out longer handles. And the key there is you don't want that longer handle to be something that helps you to get better leverage, because you don't actually want leverage in my experience. Because if you're holding it securely at the top of the handle and you're holding it securely down here at the bottom of the handle, then your razor is in kind of a fixed angle, and it's harder to maintain that. You're more likely to push through bumps in your skin and changes in elevation. But if you hold it loosely, and if you hold it especially where it's the center of gravity there, and maybe this isn't really doing much, just almost like an afterthought, then the head can move a little bit over your skin, and that lack of contact, that lack of pressure is going to let the blade glide and not give you as much irritation. When you're learning the technique, it means maybe sometimes you get times where you don't shave effectively. But I think that's a better way to go, because eventually you'll figure it out, and you're erring on the more cautious and comfortable side, and instead of erring on the side of giving yourself a lot of irritation. Yeah, so this formula, it's definitely not giving a kind of slickness that's just like super slick. I'm not even waking it up too much when I, put on some the water rinses there. So now this is kind of the third pass. Because I've kind of had to doctor this up a little bit, I'm not usually going to put it in the same box as other soaps where the third pass gives me a nice mature lather. You can see what we are developing on the side of the brush. You can do some rotations like that to circulate the lather a little bit. It's definitely a firm brush, and with this B7 knot, the tips are not very jelly at all, and so they definitely have some natural feel to them. It's still soft, but it's gonna feel better if you have a less kind of wet lather, a less watery lather, give something with a little bit more of a light creaminess to it, and this brush will shine a little brighter. So with all these oils and butters and stuff, we may find that this particular one isn't stunning with the slurry lather method. It's obviously working, but most other soaps between the passes feel a lot more slick, They feel different and often better than usual. And see right now, yeah, there's just very little residual slickness. Probably because of all those oils, butters and things like that. It's just not a soapy kind of slickness, but one that's part soapy, which is a fast kind of slickness. And then the butters and oils kind of slow things down a little bit. That's why I don't use a pre-shave oil. It actually increases drag on my face and irritation. Now, you can wake it up a little bit sometimes by putting a little water on your hand and see moving around and it feels slick again, you know. So you definitely don't want to, with this base, at least in this configuration, you don't want to shave very much without relathering a certain area. But I've gotten a good shave. Let's just go ahead and do one more pass. And yeah, we are having a little bit more of a kind of creamy, mature lather here. And this is maybe even not at least on my cheeks, not really a pass that's necessary, but there's probably going to be some touch-ups on my neck that I'll be glad that I did this. With this blade, getting the angle right is important, and so that's why I take my time and do short strokes. I can constantly adjust to make sure my angle is proper and my pressure is on point. So now, after that shave, let's get a good rinse. Well, I must say that I usually get a better slick feel at the end of the shave with other soaps, most other soaps. And like I've mentioned a few times today, I think it's probably due to the formulation. I'm going to store this away now. And so what I do is there's some standing water in there. I'm going to cap it up now, but I'm kind of going to shake any of the free water out of it. Make sure there's no soap in the threads there, and then cap it up. Some people are fanatical about mold and they think mold could develop. I've never had that happen myself. And so they like to let it sit out for hours on end, sometimes even for 24 hours. And your own level of OCD is what you should probably go by in this case. Mine dictates that I can cap it up right now because my priority, mold is a high priority, but I just don't think it's really ever going to happen. Soap is a hard area, a hard environment for mold to grow, just because it's soap, you know. And so I would rather preserve the scent by capping it up now, because that's otherwise why have scented shaving soap if you're going to lose the scent because you're always leaving it uncovered. All right, so there we go. I am going to put on some balm now. Yeah, kind of a warm, woody kind of scent, kind of smooth, not really punchy, not really like a fir or a cedar punchy type of wood, but an easygoing, stable kind of wood that's not too active or boisterous in the scent department, and not really any spices that are being in a similar way too spicy, too amped up. It's a very calm type scent. and the video description will tell you what I have found out about the scent description that was in there. This is Barrister and Mann Diamond, and it was back in COVID when they came up with a post-shave product that didn't have alcohol in it. So we made this balm. I want to use it. I really like Diamond a lot. The scent of the soap. I don't think this balm is carrying too much of that with it, but it's a nice functional balm anyway, even if I don't get the great Diamond experience. Not a lot is coming on my fingers when I tap them into the product, but that's okay. I left my face wet so that it would be very easy to spread around, and I don't need a lot of the healing effects of the balm in this after this particular shave, so everything should be just fine. Clean up my gear now. This may be one of the few soaps that's not as Slurry Lather compatible that I've discovered, and I've really tried so many bases. I could try a different brush. This one is kind of medium backbone, probably a little bit toward the high end in terms of backbone for the bristles here, but it was in dealing with that really wet lather, that was very evident in the experience of moving the brush around. And so it's possible another brush might be better suited for this base with the Slurry Lather method. Oh, ooh, yeah, the kind of the caramel, I think, of the Diamond is kind of coming out right now. That's interesting because that doesn't happen with the splash. I love the soap scent, but the splash was mostly like an ashtray when I tried it. And so while I love the Diamond soap so much, above many other soap scents, I couldn't stand the splash. But the balm here, that kind of ashtray note of smoke and that sort of thing of a ballpark is just not present. And I'm getting more of the sweeter notes, the base notes, a little bit of the grassiness, mostly that kind of caramel corn almost smell. And some of in a way, it's very compatible with the scent on the Patton here, General Patton. It's not spicy or punchy or exuberant. It's very low key, and so the Diamond balm is that way as well. I think that's it for today, and I've got a big old mess on my shirt. Gotta wipe that up. Thanks so much for watching as we keep on playing around, experimenting with 345 today and the Slurry Lather method. I might change up the brush and try 345 again and see what happens. We'll see what I feel like doing. Thanks so much for watching. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.